Hello and welcome. My name is Biagio Mazza, Pastoral Associate at St. Sabina Parish in Belton, Missouri, and I'm here to welcome you to another Do You Know series question. Today's Do You Know question is, do you know why Christians are called Spirit-led communities? Pentecost celebrates the gifting of Jesus' very Spirit to his followers. So the Christian communities, by their very nature, their very core identity, are to be Spirit-led communities. Now the question is, what does it mean to be a Spirit-led community? I think the best insights for us into what it means to be Spirit-led comes directly from the Pentecost reading from the Acts of the Apostles. And in there, the Spirit acts in a twofold manner on Jesus' followers. The first one is, it emboldens them. It emboldens them to move out of their comfort zones, to go out to the peripheries, to proclaim the good news of Christ's presence in the world in and through his Spirit, and to proclaim that to all, to be inclusive of all. And secondly, the Spirit empowers the communities, empowers Jesus' followers to speak the language of God. And what is that language? Well, the language prompted by the Spirit is the language of love. That is the unifying language that is understood by all. And that language has to become real and active both in our words and in our actions. And by doing so, we proclaim the very presence of God in our midst, and that the Spirit is acting in the world, in and through us. So it's so much so, as a matter of fact, the amazed response of the people to the early followers of Jesus when they lived according to the Spirit was, see how they love one another. So how do we know that we are a Christian-led community? First of all, we know we are a Spirit-led community when we are willing to stretch ourselves out and welcome others, go to the peripheries, invite, welcome, and share with others, most especially the poor, the oppressed, the alienated, the immigrant, the stranger, all. We go out and greet and invite and share. Secondly, whenever we are willing to speak concretely and clearly the language of love and share that with others, especially the language modeled on Jesus, then we are a Spirit-led community. And thirdly, whenever we are willing to take strong prophetic stances, valuing the dignity and worth of all God's people, whenever we do that, especially when we're willing to take a stand, even if it costs us something, then we can be assured that we are Spirit-led communities. So whenever we do any of these and all of these, we are definitely tuned to the Spirit who's acting in and through us. We are Spirit-led communities. Now, unfortunately, today there are many divisions in our social, political, and religious spheres, which really people find it difficult to kind of connect with the unifying language and role of the Spirit in the Christian communities. And so, despite all this, the baptismal call and commitment is always to speak the language of the Spirit, that unifying language to such an extent that it becomes the way we normally operate. And as a result of this, we had to go out to the peripheries, we had to invite, we had to welcome. So much so that in our words and action, whenever we speak the language of the Spirit, all sorts of people will probably respond the way they did with in the Acts of the Apostles, namely the amazed response of, see how they love one another. And so I hope this has helped to explain just a bit of what it means to be a Spirit-led community, and I hope you'll return again once more to explore more of our faith traditions and what it means to be a Christian community. Thank you very much.